Hello, I'm Kyle,
I'm Griffin.
and this is the Cedar Log. The information for this series on the history of Unami Lodge 1 comes from the book The Brotherhood of Cheerful Service, The Centennial History of Unami Lodge 1. You can still get a copy of this book if you visit www.unamilodge.org, scroll to the bottom of the homepage, and click the Trading Post tab.
In 1985, our lodge celebrated 70 years by hosting yet another conclave at TI with 300 in attendance.
In 1986, a memorial service for George H. Keller was held at the spring service weekend at TI. Keller was a lodge chief in 1932 and had passed several years previously. A plaque in his memory was added to the ceremonial grounds at TI. Sadly, in the fall of 1986, Colonel Edson, co-founder of the OA, passed away.
In 1987, our lodge newspaper, The Voice of the Turtle, increased in quality with 4 issues that year. One issue was just for new members of our order.
1988 marked the 75th anniversary of Treasure Island. The event had all of the usual events, but also included guided tours of the island, a TI history museum, and the burial of a time capsule to be opened 25 years later. Hundreds of UNAMI members and TI staff alumni were in attendance.
In 1990, our lodge celebrated 75 years with a celebration at TI, and in 1991, we are a National Honor Lodge. This momentum continued in the years after as our lodge focused on camp promotion in spite of decreasing scouting membership. Due to this, camping attendance actually increased despite declining membership.
In 1995, our lodge celebrated 80 years, and a contingent of brothers went to Philmont Scout Ranch in celebration. Change was in the air, and the executive boards of Valley Forge and Philadelphia councils voted to merge into one council after years of consideration and study. This new council would be called Cradle of Liberty and began in 1996.
And now for a message from the committee. Take it away, Luke.
If you or someone you know has a part of scouting history, please feel free to reach out to us through our social media or our email. Also, this is a reminder to check out the Unami Lodge online virtual store, where you can get patches, apparel, and so much more. Thank you, and enjoy the history.
With the merger, Cradle of Liberty owned Hart Scout Reservation, Treasure Island, Delmont, and Russica Falls Scout Reservations, and the service centers in Philadelphia and Valley Forge.
The council started a Cub World program at Camp Garrison, which was built and opened in 2000. Garrison then merged with Hart and Delmont to form Musser Scout Reservation, which was named after Warren Pete Musser.
With the merger of the councils, a merger would occur between Delmont and Unami lodges. A committee made up of youth from both lodges was formed to work out the details. The youth decided to keep the name Unami and number 1. Thus, the new Unami moved forward to the future.
The first event of the merged lodges was the Fall Fellowship of 1996, which had nearly 400 members in attendance. The key to a successful merger was due to the actions of the youth members. The chief at the time was Jeremy Detweiler, a former Delmont Lodge member, and his vice chief, Brian Hoffman of Unami Lodge. The two led our lodge not only through the first year after the merger, but also through the passing of our lodge advisor, Dave Fortunato. In 1997, the first lodge banquet of the merger was held with Curtis Zungia, chief of the Delaware Indians, as the guest of honor. In 1998 and 2000, our lodge sent delegates to NOAC as usual.
In 2002, we hosted our first conclave since the 1990 with the theme, "It's Great to Be Home Again." This event was held at Treasure Island and had all the usual activities.
Unfortunately, in 2005, during our 90th anniversary, a major storm came through and flooded Treasure Island. The summer camp season was canceled, but professional and volunteer crews feverishly worked to repair the damages.
Luckily, the 90th anniversary was able to be celebrated on the island during the day. Activities included the Goodman Center for OA History, reenactments of the first ceremony, and tours of the island. Dinner and a campfire were held at Okanagan Scout Reservation.
But even during the event, it downpoured. However, the funds needed to reopen the camp were secured and reservations were booked for the 2006 season.
Our LLC also decided to build another lodge house at Ruska Falls in celebration of our 90th anniversary. It was built over 2 years entirely by volunteers. Due to our efforts at the TI and Ruska, our lodge earned the National Service Award in 2005.
The Cedar Log is a production of the Unami Lodge 1 History Committee. The script for this series was done by Reese, Phil Hittner, and Michael G. Comfort. Audio and editing by Luke, video by Kyle, and hosted by Kyle and Griffin.